secret to a sustainable future is not just making an electric car, it's making a system that churns out huge numbers of electric cars with a margin. So curious about your timelines and how you predict and how come some things are so amazingly on the money and some aren't. So when it comes to predicting sales of Tesla vehicles, for example, I mean, you've kind of been amazing, I think, in a year.
Yeah, we did almost exactly 500,000.
Yeah, I am confident that we will.
Yeah, I don't want to blow your mind, but I'm not always right.
Self-driving in particular been so hard to predict?
I mean, the thing that really got me, and I think it's going to get a lot of other people, is that there are just so many false dawns with self-driving, where you think you've got the problem, have a handle on the problem, and then it turns out you just hit a ceiling, because if you were to plot the progress, the progress looks like a log curve. So it's like a series of log curves. So most people don't know what a log curve is, I suppose, but
show the shape.
It goes up sort of a fairly straight way, and then it starts tailing off, and you start
there's a kind of
getting diminishing returns. In retrospect, they seem obvious, but in order to solve full self-driving properly, you have to solve real-world AI. Because you say, like, what are the road networks designed to work with? They're designed to work with a biological neural net, our brains, and with vision, our eyes. And so in order to make it work with computers, you basically need to solve real-world AI and vision. Because we need cameras and silicon neural nets in order to have self-driving work for a system that was designed for eyes and biological neural nets. I guess when you put it that way, it's sort of like quite obvious that the only way to solve full self-driving is to solve real-world AI and sophisticated vision. Well, I mean, admittedly, these may be infamous last words, but I actually am confident that we will solve it this year. That we will exceed, you say, like, what the probability of an accident, at what point do you exceed that of the average person?
Right.
I think we will exceed that. Talking again in a year, it's like, well, yet another year went by and it didn't happen. But I think this is the year.
So it feels like it's some
manufacturing. Those are two things that Tesla is very good at, and so then we basically just need to design the specialized actuators and sensors that are needed for a humanoid robot. People have no idea. This is going to be bigger than the car.
But so talk about, I mean, I think the first applications you've mentioned are probably going to be manufacturing, but eventually the vision is to have these available for people at home, correct?
Yes.
If you had a robot that really understood the 3D architecture of your house or
make dinner, I guess, mow the lawn, exactly, take care of my grandmother and make sure, yeah, exactly.
A catch with your kids.
Yes. I mean, obviously we need to be careful that this doesn't become a dystopian situation. Like, I think one of the things that's going to be important is to have a localized ROM chip on the robot that cannot be updated over the air. Where if you, for example, were to say stop, that would, if anyone said that, then the robot would stop, type of thing. And that's not updatable remotely. I think it's going to be important to have safety features like that. Regulatory agency for AI. I've said this for many years. I don't love being regulated, but I think this is an important thing for public safety.
And I think they probably will. Them and count on them. You'll have your own butler, basically.
Yeah, you'll have your sort of buddy robot, probably. Yeah.
I mean, how much of a buddy?
It's probably inevitable. I mean, I did promise the internet that I'd make catgirls. We could make a robot catgirl. I mean,
be careful when you promise the internet,
So yeah, I guess it'll be whatever people want, really. So.
What's the?
The first units that we tend to make are for jobs that are dangerous, boring, repetitive, and things that people don't want to do. And I think we'll have like an interesting prototype sometime this year. We might have something useful next year, but I think quite likely within at least 2 years. And then we'll see rapid growth year over year of the usefulness of the humanoid robots, and decreasing cost and scaling up production.
What do you picture the cost of one of these?
Cost is actually not going to be crazy high, like less than a car.
It could be a pretty rapid replacement of certain types of jobs. How worried should the world be about that?
I wouldn't worry about the sort of putting people out of a job thing. I think we're actually going to have, and already do have, a massive shortage of labor. So I think we will have not people out of work, but actually still a shortage of labor even in the future. But this really will be a world of abundance.